Hello, my peeps. Sorry. As I just stare off into space, yes, I am trying to get everything to work the way I want it to. And of course, it's not. For some reason, I just can't seem to make my. There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. Tracey here, Stampin Demonstrator, registered trademark. And that's an inside joke. And uh, your friend the neighborhood paper pusher. Yeah, I'm finding things very funny today. Uh, my computer is just like spooling and doing nothing for comments. So with any luck, I'm going to see them sometime tonight. Okay. Yeah, I had so much fun this weekend. Let me just tell you that. I had a kit together on Saturday at that's not the sheet I wanted at the Foxhole. The full name is called the Foxhole Canteen. Now this is where Nourish used to be, and the same lovely lady owns it. Her background is a baker. Oh, there we go. Hello, Tamara, and thank you for commenting. So now I know they're working. So yeah, she's a baker, and she makes some good stuff. And even though I have to eat gluten-free stuff, I did try one of the like I had one little tiny bite. She makes cinnamon buns that are just like the talk of town. And I had brought one home to my son the one time, and he said, "This is the best thing I've ever eaten." And then on the weekend when we were there, she had made them, but instead of making like a cinnamon bun, it was a lemon raspberry bun. So it had like raspberry filling and this lemon cheese icing. So I got him one of those. And just so I could have like one little bite, and it was delicious. She's got all sorts of stuff and espressos, and she still has the really good, what I really like, and I still get every time I go there, the boosted smoothies and the boosted tea and stuff like that. So not only do you get to craft, but you get to have all the good snacks. But I had a full house for our kit together. And the one lady I had met before, but the other four I hadn't. And just four very lovely ladies. And we just just had the best time. Three of them were scrapbookers. So I've been trying for a while to get the scrapbooking thing going. And I had a few outstanding questions, but these lovely ladies answered some of my questions. And so my plan is just about formulated. I have to do a slight adjustment because the plan was, let's make a calendar, like a page a month calendar that you could then gift if you wanted. And then at the end of the year, you could just have all the pages as like a year in review, and you could pop them in a binder or whatever. Well, the calendars, the blank 12 by 12 calendars, I can't find. And I don't know if I don't know how early I can get it. I just had a thought, well, I can just get 2026 and slap them over top, but I don't know how early I can get a 2026 calendar. So we might just go straight to the year in review. I haven't quite figured that out. I have to figure out the night that we're going to do it, but it's going to be like, we're going to be a scrappy club. I should call it scrappy club. What stays in club, or what happens in scrap club doesn't stay in scrap club though. These are meant to be like gifted and seen, these sheets. Anyways, yeah, I was all excited about that. So then when that was over, I had so much fun that I didn't even mind the fact that I missed the first part of our big day. Super lucky to be on the team that I am on. And because I am, my team lead is one of 16 demos across the country. And 3 times a year, they do this day of sharing. It's for all the teams, and it's just a big community thing. And I start to recognize names now, not just like the main 16, but like the people that are in the comments and stuff on the teams. And each one of them gets up and does a bit of a video, shows you a project, gives you some tips, and just chats. And it's like seeing old friends. I quite enjoy it. So I did miss like half of it. This was it's been going on for 3 or 4 years now. We've done them 3 years, so there's been a bunch. This time all 16 were there, so it was a full like 8 in the morning till 8 at night kind of day. So I had, by the time I got home and did all the things, and I got caught up. So my big decision was, well, do I just start catching the live ones and then go back to the beginning? And I decided, nope, I'm going to start at the beginning just like it was a normal day, because sometimes they reference other people. So I did that, and I started at the beginning. This afternoon I finished the last of the videos, and I've got, I think, about 2/3 of the projects done, but I have so many other things going on right now that I'm trying to do those, but I keep wanting to go back because I have been playing. I'm trying to set up a class, like to get the samples ready for the class. but I start making those samples and I go right back to playing. Anyways, it's been crazy. So I don't even know, actually, I've been playing so much and I have so much stuff to show you. I don't even know if we are going to make anything tonight, or if I'm just going to show you a bunch of things and tell you stuff. And I'm just, because I like to live on the edge, I'm going to risk switching my camera mid-video, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Oh my goodness, first try. Woo, woo, here we go. Now I just gotta find my comments again. Comments, there we go. I've got to get our screen back. All righty, look at me. Just going concern. Okay. So, like I said, everything just cracks me up today. One of the things I was going to update you on was the fact that some of the stuff that we've been expecting in, I think the original date that some of the stuff was supposed to come in was like the week of the 6th of January. So the first full week of January. And then it got pushed to the 13th, and then the 20th, and then the 27th. And I still don't think some of this stuff is in. So trying to plan around some of these things and tell you what they are when I don't even know when the stuff's coming in. And then in more exciting news, next week, new stuff is coming. So we may not be able to find the other stuff. So there's 2 new kits coming next week, which I will do the same thing as before. I will scope up the pictures the day ahead of time, and then I will post them up so that, because at midnight, I'm going into order because I don't have the patience to wait. And there's a second release of Celebration coming next week. Now, those 2 things, hello, Heather. Those 2 things, lovely Ottawa. Oh, I love Ottawa. Those 2 things are going to, like, as soon as there's new Celebration, we don't know what it is or anything, just they tend to do that, right? But partway through, they say here. Now, it could just be existing products that they've now put as order 75 to get this for free, or it could be totally new products, no idea. But as soon as something new comes out, new kits, new whatever, this could be just what people were waiting for. So it tends to get, inventory moving again. So if there's stuff you want, and especially if it's stuff you're waiting for, let me know, because I'm on the check daily now and see if it's back yet plan. And so I can just add what you want on a list. And as soon as it comes back in, I'll let you know. And then if we're putting in a group order, or if your stuff's enough to order on your own, well, it's always enough to order on your own. I guess just depends how you feel about paying shipping. Then I can keep you posted, because there's new stuff coming. So that's next week. I get excited about this stuff. Can't wait, because I have, let's just say, everything in the brochure. So I need new stuff. Because I take advantage. I buy my paper pumpkin every year during Celebration and get as much free stuff as I can. Some of that free stuff goes to you, some doesn't. It's, okay, so we have new stuff coming and some inventory. So here, let me just move this out of the way for now, because that's next. So I have some extra class kits left over. Of course, I could have opened the cellophane, but no, let's make all the noise while we're talking. So I have some extra class kits left from my Marbled Elegance class. They look like this. So there's a bit of extra, ribbon and twine. This is one of the things that's currently out of stock. I do have some extra, so I was good. The same as these, currently out of stock. Luckily, I had extra. And then all the stuff for the projects is in here. So there's 2 bags and 3 cards, one of which is a fancy fold. I'll show you in a second. And everything you need. So for this card, everything's stuffed in the envelope. For this bag, everything is in the bag. So what you get to make is this card, which is the same card. I just flipped the paper to different sides. This is actually 5 different sheets of paper. Like, these are one side of these sheets. These are one side of the other sheet. So I have 6 strips in your bag. So you can pick and choose whatever you want, and then all the little bits to make the one card. So you're going to end up with a couple extra pieces of DSP left over. You can do what you want with that. So that's one of the cards. This is one of the cards. I was trying to give some variety and make things simpler. I was going to say, I have an envelope with no card. I'm not really sure what's going on there. There we go. Find my 3rd card. There we go. Now I figured it out. Is the fancy fold card with all the bits and pieces. I just remembered what else I had to show you. Just a second. As soon as I thought of that one, I'm like, don't worry. There are instructions. So you get pictures of what all the finished products look like and some really quick instructions. And then for the fancy fold, there's a bit more detailed instructions. So it comes with the PDF. And then there's the 2 different treat bags. Okay. So the kit itself, look at my cheat sheet, is $22. to get just this, right? And I have 5 of them left. If you would like to order the stamp set, so if you don't have this exact stamp set, you'll need sentiments, which we probably all have sentiments, and then you'll need a flower about this size. This one did come with dies, although I do believe I just fussy cut all these ones out. I've cut all the hearts and all the DSP, and I've done like all the bits and pieces, but you have to do your stamping. There'll be a label in there, and there's chunks of each color cardstock that you need if you need something. But yeah, you have to. Sorry, I don't know. I have no idea where. Oh, there's where I put my cellophane. So yes, if you have that, you can get just the kit for $22. If I have to mail it, it's an extra $10. We can do porch pickup, unless I can get into something smaller. But I have a feel I'm not going to be able to, so we're doing that. If you'd like to order the stamp set that goes with it, then you get a discount rate on the kit, like almost nothing. Here, I'm going to move some stuff around. There we go. So this is the Hearts of Elegance. This is an online exclusive, so that's why if you're looking in the catalog, it's not in there. And it comes with these great, and you can see I've used mine a fair bit. It comes with these great heart dies, and this is some leaves and flowers that cut out the stamp set. It's a fantastic set. And you could use it for all sorts of things. This is the Be Mine that I put on my Valentine card with the seagulls. Just some little X's and O's that you can sign. Sending lots of love, that's good for any time. Love you, that's good for any time. So yeah, it's a Valentine set, but there's lots of other things you can use here. To and from, if you just want tags. I love this font, like this little scripty font. I love it. So the thing is, the dies are currently out of stock. So you can order just the stamp set, and if you order the stamp set through me, then the cost of the stamp set and the kit is $40. Again, if I have to mail it, it's an extra 10, but I can get the stamp set right now. If you want to order the dies and the stamp set and the kit, it's $88, which is a good deal because the bundle alone is like $81. The problem with that is you just have to wait till the dies come back in, and I will watch. Like I said, I'm on daily watch here, so I'll watch for them, and as soon as they come back in, I will let you know. So I'm going to post that in a post later, so you don't have to try to remember all that. But there's only 5 of these kits left, so if you want one and a combination of something to go with it, remember that comes with this PDF. Then let me know. Okay, new. I have so much show and tell to tell you guys, or to show you guys tonight, and get some feedback on, because my original plan. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll keep you waiting. So our next Saturday Get Together is the 22nd of February, again at the Foxhole Canteen in Mornville. It's a great time, but it's also a great deal. $20. You come in, you make 3 cards or 2 holders or whatever. I have some of the newest kits available. But I will also have, I can't show you yet because I haven't seen them yet, but I'll have 3 new kits from what we did last time. But I think I had 12 different kits you could choose from. So it's great. If you want a variety of things, it's perfect. Or if you just want to try out a few different kits or see them. A couple of the newer kits were super popular. So I have to go and look at what's left, because I might have to order a couple more, because they are like the white, everything's in the garage right now. I think it's called Thank You Kindly. The new kit that's the sort of cream colored with, oh my God, it's one of the prettiest kits I've seen. Anyways, we have lots of stuff left. So that is there. I will post this again too with the link to register. And then for our March, our Sunday Crafternoon, so a little bit more advanced cards that we're making from scratch. I started out with, we're going to use the birthday celebration suite, and it comes with paper and this cool gold ribbon and just a minute, and some fun embellishments. Well, we're still going to use that, but I just haven't figured out if we're going to, how much we're going to use this one, because for some of the cards, I think these 2 things, and because their names are fairly close, I think Stampin' Up! Knows they went together too, because they named them that way. This is a bundle that was, oh, see, I still have some of the cherry blossom boxes. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you kindly is in stock. That's good. It's such a nice kit. So yeah, this was an online exclusive that came out in November, and it's got these great cake dies. But if you look at, here's a sneak peek of one of the cards. If you look at the cakes and stuff, the imagery that is in this suite, it's the same cake. It's almost the same stand. So I've started kind of mixing and matching. So now I'm trying to figure out if we're gonna, like, do I need to make a price to have both bundles? Because some of the stuff I could just cut out and then, anyways. The problem is I was in the process of getting the samples made this weekend and figuring things out, but I just kept seeing so many fantastic fun folds in our little stuff while I was watching all that stuff on the Saturday, that now I'm wondering if the original plan was to do 3 cards and 2 sort of treat gift card holders. Well, now I'm wondering, do we just do 5 fun folds? Or do we do 3 fun folds and a couple things and we have 2 bundles? And so I have a little bit of fleshing out to do. But you guys can give me some feedback. All you local folk who come to my in-person classes, you can give me some feedback and let me know, how fancy do you want to get? I might just post it with the options and then see what people respond. But yeah, so many fun things. Okay, so where should I start with show and tell? This is on the 2nd of March, sorry, and I will post the link and everything like that. I just have to finish up some deciding. In the meantime, though, I forgot to say at the beginning, I do have to end early tonight, so I have to keep track of the time. Okay, so here's how it started. Okay, so here was the first 2 cards we were making in class. So I was working on the 3rd card, and then because it's for birthdays, this started out to be, well, I need a card that's a little less, frilly and pink. But I just love this color combination together, so it sort of ended up. But I swear to God, I will make a more masculine, more, not frill. I'm not a frilly person. I'm not a pink person. And when you see how much pink stuff I can show you, it's ridiculous. But I just love this suite. So anyway, this was our first 2 cards that we were making. And so then I was slowly working on the other ones. I also came up with the idea, and I don't know if it'll work or not, but of a pick your project class where I just say, you get to pick 5 projects. Here's 10 to choose from. Let me know beforehand so I know what to prep for you. Because I made this scrapbook page. I don't know if I can get it all to fit in. And it was so much fun. And the funniest thing is I keep making these pink pages. And because they have these great numbers, I'm like, oh, that's perfect for like milestone birthdays. And when I made the first one, I thought, I don't know anybody who's turning 50 that would like a big pink frilly thing. As it turns out, I know 3 people who have turned 50 in the last 2 weeks, 2 of them yesterday, and 2 of them could definitely, like, well, this one would certainly work for the one. She's not super pink and frilly, but the other one is definitely pink and frilly. So somehow in the back of my head, I guess I was just knew that I knew these people that these things would work for. But anyways, so this is the scrapbook page that goes with the suite that I love. And this is the idea behind the Scrappy Club, is we'd be making like 1 12 by 12 layout, which does not, like I said, does not fit well on my camera. This is the cake from that 2nd set, which is why I had to start using it, because I mean, it's so nice. Okay, so we had that layout. So that was one. It's not actually a layout that the lady this weekend did, but I did use a couple little pointers from her to make that layout. But see, then we have like treat holders and stuff. So this is made with some retired product, I should say. I'll get to some of the other birthday cards as we go, because right now there's just so much stuff in front of me. I got to clear a few things out of the way. So this is my mother's Valentine present, and which is the reason it has dragonflies. As long as she's topside, as it were, I will never sell that set of dragonflies, because she loves them. But look at this. This is like a little desk thing. So we have, it's Valentine's, so of course you have to have chocolate, but there's a little bit of Kleenex. We got some chapstick, some hand cream. I don't have the right color pen, but you could easily pop a pen in there. So this is just like a little desk set thingy from the genius Diane Inkster. And then I did screw up. I wasn't listening to what she said, so I had to add a little bit of stuff. So I've even decorated the back of it. So depending where you set it, it looks nice from both sides. So that was one of our projects. That was fun. That was the biggest one that's in my way. This started out, this is like elements from the birthday set, but then I started playing with toadstool paper. I don't actually remember what it's called, which are these like bright, cheery colors. Seriously, I'm like hippie flower child is my grooves most days. Yeah, and this, I think I've told you before, this happy birthday that came from the One More Year set. You're going to see so many times because I just absolutely love this font. So this was a little like Tic Tac holder. Oh, I bet you Tic Tacs would fit in there too. That'd be a good one. I was trying to think like, could you throw some mitts or something in? But Tic Tacs, that's the answer. Okay. So, are you enjoying show and tell? Oh, wait a minute. I can't show those yet because those are for people who might see them. So there's one other card. I will tell you. Here, I'm going to put the stack of cards out because that's what I have to show you. This other card I made. I started pulling. Have you ever pulled all the pieces for a card? And so I looked at the DSP. I'll go like this. So I pulled the DSP out, which as soon as I saw it, I'm like, pineapples, welcome. Right? I think that's a Navy thing. I think I know a lot of Navy traditions. I come from a Navy family. It's also very Southern and like tropical, but so I pulled the paper out. So then I started pulling colors that went with it. So I've got like Granny Apple Green and some Daffodil Delight, and I had a little pecan pie because everything's better with pecan pie. And I started putting it together, and I had like this pile of stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not sure about that. But as soon as I started, but I forged forward because that's what I do. But as soon as I got it put together, it is one of the prettiest cards. I absolutely love it. I love the way it all came together. I love the way the colors work. And now I know I will be repeating that color pattern along the way. Yeah. I had a whole bunch of things that were like, ooh, I'm not sure if that's going to work. And then they turned out and they were just like, oh my good Lord. Okay, I got a little bit of time. Okay, so it's very funny, Tamara. I don't know if you watched them all in order, if you caught the same thing. The theme, there seemed to be, my understanding is they don't plan ahead. They just, everybody gets to pick a project. But the theme seemed to be pop-up and window sheets this weekend. And it was just so much fun. I'm going to show you, I'll tell you little tips as we go along though, because I was pretty proud that this worked out. So this is one of the cards, and this is a pop-up card, but I'm going to make you wait to see the pop-up part. So I absolutely love this paper. In the package, so in our class, 12 of 16. See, I finally finished 16 today. They're so enjoyable though, but you want to know challenge. See, you guys just are all on the vibe. My challenge was, so I was watching them, and this time I actually took my time a little bit more. I have done it before when there's less presenters, maybe 10 or 12 presenters, and I have kept up with everyone, filled in the blanks. The one day I watched all the videos and finished all of the projects by midnight the same day. But I was hustling, and that's all I did. I didn't have that kind of time this time, but it was kind of nice to just watch the video. Like the first video I watched, which happened to be Tamara's video, because I got home and I got everything settled, and my son interrupted me 75 times. And then I sat down and had my lunch. And by then it was probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon that I'm having my lunch. And I sat down. So I was eating my lunch and just watching the video. So then as soon as the video was over, I sat down and made the card. So there's no rush. I didn't have to like try to do it live. I'll put that in front of you, something to look at. So I started doing that. So then I would be watching one video while I was making the card from a different video. And I think I miscut things maybe twice because I started to do what the person in the video said versus the one I was at. So anyways, but I had so much fun this weekend just playing. And every now and again I had to stop and do all my, grown-up things. But it was just, oh my God, I just loved it. And our forecast for this coming weekend is supposed to snow Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then get to like a high of -27 or something for the next 2 days. So I look at that as woohoo, 5 days of crafting in my craft room because there'll be absolutely no reason to go outside. So I'm going to do a whole bunch more on the weekend. But anyway, so this is, just a minute. I'm going to see if I can do this without knocking everything on the floor. So one of the reasons I love this set so much, as you can see, it's kind of well used, this birthday celebration set, is it comes with this great DSP. And I've cut so much of it apart now that I don't know if I can find full sheets of anything. So one of the sheets, I absolutely love these little daisies. And on the back side of them, there's all these like pre-cut card fronts and tags. And I did use some of them, but I love these daisies. So I had to use the daisies on this one card. But you also get a sheet of die cuts. So in each set, you get two of everything. So for our class, I'm gonna split the packs of paper into half because I made my cards using one set of die cuts. So you see how we have all these die cuts. Let me see if I can find the one I wanted. I don't think I used it on anything else. I'm just trying not to fling die cuts everywhere. So, and these are fabulous, right? And so there's flowers, there's some balloons. I bought a totally different sets. It's called Spring Corners, because it had a really good balloon Stampin dies. So yeah, I totally bought that set just for that. It's got some other great stuff in it, so it's not a total loss. But did I put it on the other card? I didn't think I did. Okay, well, I can't find the one I'm looking for. This is my other, one little tip for you. When I get these sheets, if they have die cuts in them, I pop them all out because the more you manhandle your paper and take it out and put it in and stuff, the more the die cuts pop out on you. And then they tend to fall on the floor and then you lose them. So as soon as I get them, I just pop out the whole sheet and I put it in one of our little clear envelopes, which I then stick in the front of the bag so that I'm not losing my die cuts every time I take my paper out. Now I still have all the little bits and pieces here, but at least my die cuts are safe. Okay, so this particular card, this is not exactly the right one. It looked like this to begin with, only this is too small. It's a little bit bigger. It had a green cupcake liner, which did not go with my theme. So I took my blends and I colored over top of the green. That did not work. As you can tell, we now have baby you-know-what cupcake liner. Not super appealing. So, and sometimes it does work, depending on DSP or whatever, depending what the undercolor is. Sometimes you can just color over top of it with your blends and it works out. It did not this time. So what I did was I took this. There's the back piece. You can see this is the other side of this. Oh, that's where I got it from. Sorry. That's right. I was thinking it was one of the die cuts, but now I remember it wasn't one of the die cuts. I'm going to show you because I just realized I fussy cut it out of this. It's this one right here, which is a lovely little tag or front or whatever you want to use it for. It just wasn't the color I wanted. So this is what I had started with, was this one. So, and I just fussy cut the little cupcake out. You'll see why in the middle. You'll see why I needed a cupcake for the front, and none of the other ones would work. So I had fussy cut this. So I cut the little liner off. I held it up against a piece of peach pie cardstock, and I trimmed around it. And then I took my scoring tool that comes with the scoring table. I use the tiny end though. And I put it up against my one of my most favorite craft items in the craft room, my silicone mat. And I just drew the little score marks, close enough to see, so that it looks like the ruffles of the thing. And I successfully changed the color of my now totally wasted, because now it's a horrible color, cupcake liner, and made it the color I wanted. So there you go. If there's always a way to make things your way. And then it was a little bit rough here. I did make it work, but this is one of the stickers out of the kit. I just popped it on top. So now it's a little bit fuller too. So anyways, that's just the outside. I haven't even got to the inside yet. Oh my goodness, I got hurt. Whoa. But see, it's got cupcakes, little floating cupcakes. And this is why, but I used all 3 cupcakes on the middle. And then I was like, but I need a cupcake for the front, because in my brain it didn't and I don't know, sometimes I do tend to overthink the cards a little bit. But if I put a piece of cake on the front and cupcakes in the middle, it didn't make sense. It had to be cupcakes and cupcakes. So that's pop-up card number 1. Whoa. Again, there we go. And it actually does look, the original card we saw did not have this extra DSP here or here. I cut a regular like 4 1/4 by 5 4 by 5 1/4 sheet, like line for the page, without realizing that because I had made this little fold, it wasn't the right size. So when I cut it off, instead of wasting it, I just stuck it on the front, and it almost lines up. But this way, when you're looking at the cupcakes, instead of seeing just a dark blue background, you see more pretty daisies. So that's one of our fun folds that may or may not make it to class. I don't even know anymore. Oh my goodness. Okay, these aren't in. Actually, I'll save that one. That's a more dramatic reveal. Um, I went a little crazy with the one card. You know, I love my seagulls. You know what else I love? French fries. I do. If anybody's ever asked me my favorite food, potatoes, in particular French fries, but I like potatoes. Raw, cooked, baked, boiled, French fried, you name it. I love potatoes. So anyways, I also love these seagulls. So I don't remember. I think this is a pop-up box card is what it was called, but I don't actually remember. But it was so much fun to make. And yes, it folds flat and fits in an envelope. This was the card that Tamara showed us. And you know what was one of the good things? I have made one of these cards with Tamara before, but I always forget. You make so many cards and you do so many fun folds, and then you don't remember them all. So it's so nice to do it. Not to mention, it's so much easier to have her re-show us and give us the measurements over again than me have to try to find the one card like this that I saved somewhere in my craft room to make again. So love me some seagulls. This is one I'm pretty sure will end up in the birthday class. I specifically, this was one of the first cards I made this weekend, and I was specifically making it for the birthday card class. Now, it's called a bandstand card. I don't actually like this paper. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of gold, which you'd never know by, or pink, right, by the cards I'm going to show you. But if you don't like a particular pattern, or if it's not even that I didn't like it, it just wasn't my favorite. But when you put it in smaller doses or in certain scenarios, it is the perfect paper for this card. And then the back side of it is actually this very subtle print. I love this card, and it stands up like this. And yes, folds flat. And on the back, that's upside down. That's the happy birthday and the little banner from the stamp set. So that one was a definite to go in there. And the beauty of this for you guys anyways is when you come to class, I will have cut all the pieces ahead of time and put them like in a package so that when you get there, we just sit there together, chat, have a little snack, and I show you how to put them all together. So you don't even have to do the cutting. And I think because this class is going to have so many different things to it, I think I'll probably make just like a little sheet, not necessarily a PDF, but like a little sheet with all the dimensions. So if you want to make it again, you don't have to cut all the pieces, but love that card. I didn't. Okay, so that was Tamara. The first, I think I forgot to tell you, this was Sue Phillip that showed us how to make this card. She's awesome. This one is Marcy Denning. And then I don't even know if these are in order anymore. So let's put the envelopes down. You know I love this tree. So this is one of the most realistic looking tree stamps there is. And I absolutely love it. Now, I loved it the whole set. So it wasn't just the tree, but I'll tell you, the tree put me over the top. And I saw Stampin' Up! Posted a card. I don't know, I think maybe one of the artisans made it today that had this, two of my favorite things. Remember last week on Tuesday when I made, maybe that's why I made so many cards last week. We're probably not going to end up making any this week. And I was showing you all the everyday arches, which are still on my desk, right? This awesome set of dies. It uses that set of dies and these trees and makes, I'm going to recreate it sometime this week in my playing time because I just love it so much. But anyways, this is I forgot the name of it. I was going to say a barrel roll card. Look at me being a tease. So it does fold flat, so it goes in an envelope, and then when you pull it out, roll top card. It's called a roll top card. Ta-da! I love this little RV. So as it turns out, my brother and his wife are both turning 60 in the fall and both retiring. I suspect that between the grandkids and the camper that they have parked at the lake, that's all they're going to do now. So this is sort of a joint retirement card for my brother and sister-in-law. I just love it. Oh, here, you want to see how I did things? You see these two chairs? There is only, let me, okay, so we may not make a card, but I'll show you things as we go along. This worked out so well for me too. Oops, I got cards flying everywhere. So I just need this and this. So this is from the Adventure Together set, which is online exclusive. So Oh, I'll show you something else while I'm at it. So this is one of the dies that's in there, and it cuts holes in paper, right? It doesn't cut out all of these little bits. It cuts a hole in your paper. I have to find something. There we go. To put behind this, so you can actually see what I'm talking about, right? So it makes tire tracks. So I cut this piece out just to see what it was going to do, what it was going to look like. And I actually used it on the inside. I just put it down on my paper before I put the paper down and used my little blending brush and got little tire tracks. So I don't know if it was intended to be a stencil. Maybe, maybe not. You certainly could put like a white base with a black stripe going across it, or do it the other way, black with this cut out in white over top of it, and you would see the tire tracks, but it works great as a stencil. I digress. I keep these little clear envelopes, man. I go through these things like crazy. But I now have decided that that's where I keep all the bits and pieces, because when I make one thing, I tend to make a whole bunch of things. Okay, so you see in the stamp set, we have one chair. So, my little ink pad. So this is called the mirror technique, and we could. So it started out here. Use your silicone mat, and then people got the Stamparatus, and everybody switched to, hey, here's a great way to do this on the Stamparatus. But guess what? No more Stamparatus. We're back to the silicone sheet again. Greatest thing. So I have a little piece of cardstock. Okay. So this is all you have to do. This is called the mirror technique. So I'm going to ink up my stamp. It's just over here. And I'm going to just stamp straight down and straight up, being very careful not to like rock your hand around. So I'm not going to pick this up because I'll screw it up. But you can see my little chair there, right? And then I'm going to very carefully lay this down. And I'm going to rub over top. And then I'm going to go from not the end where the ink is. And I'm going to pick it up really quickly. And I now have a perfectly stamped, but I can't make it focus, chair going in the other direction, because Carrie and Caroline each need their own chairs. Is that not awesome? And you see how easy that is? Now, this is a pretty simple stamp, line stamp. It is not always that easy. Sometimes it takes a try or two. But when you get stamp sets where there's like, you know, one really cute bird, but you want to have two of them facing each other, mirror technique. Trust me, way to go. Okay. Okay, so the one thing that I will also tell you that you want to remember to do is make sure afterwards that you wipe off your silicone sheet, because if you don't, it won't be a lot of ink, but there'll still be some ink left there. And then when you go put your next card over top of it, then you will get ink all over the back of your card. Ask me how I know. Yeah. Okay, well, let's wipe the stamp while we go. This is a very wet chamois. Okay, so here I will tell you, Heather and Tamara, you can let me know if you've ever tried this. Okay, I will admit I don't do it very often, and it was crazy, and it made things take so much longer, but at the same time it was so much better. As I was crafting this weekend, I was cleaning up my desk after every craft. Yep, I was, because I have like 20 blocks at least sitting up beside my desk. So I tend to ink up all my stamps, put them off to the side, make the next thing, put them off to the side. And then when I'm all done, or sometimes the next morning, I go back and I clean things up. But this time I was like, okay, I'm finished. Everything back in the stamp set, everything cleaned up, all the things, DSP back in the holder, every single thing this weekend. Never done that before. And like I said, a little bit time consuming. But anyways. And now, today I was doing too many other things, and now my desk is a disaster again. But yeah, love this card. It's so bright and fun. And these, I have a feeling that I'm just, this one stamp set, I don't know if it's ever going to retire, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get rid of it, because it makes these three little different sized clouds for playing in the rain. Been down here for an hour. I know, right? Because it's more fun to play with this stuff than it is to put the stuff away. That's the truth, right? That was Leanne Livingston. That was the card she showed us. So this card does not look anything like the one that was shown to us. This is my little diorama card. Oh, Glenda Mullet. That's who made the diorama. I had to think of the names. I had to put a little cheat sheet beside everybody's names. So hers was made with the rabbits, the Beatrix Potter ones, which I don't have, and I'm currently drawing a complete blank on what they are called. Whatever they're called, storybook something. So I made mine because you can't go wrong with otters. And look at this guy. I cut him out of the paper. I just fussy cut him out. I have to block my desk or it won't focus. There we go. And I even fussy cut out those little cattails, which I will tell you are a pain in the butt. And then this little guy, I cut him out that was running. And then this is just a piece of paper. All I had to do was like carefully figure out exactly where along the thing I wanted to cut it. And it makes a little diorama card, which folds flat. And again, oh, well, that's funny. You know what? I made a background for this, but I have a feeling I was like moving on too quickly and I didn't actually glue it down. So it's probably stuck on my desk somewhere. But let's just pretend like I made a great little otter on the background. So that's another one. But see, we have so many of these fun folds. And I mean, any one of these cards, of these fun fold cards, could be made with the birthday set, right? I just started using different sets because I thought, you know what, I'm just going to play for a bit. I'm not going to make every single one into a birthday card. Then comes the next card. And as soon as I see it, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, this birthday paper is the paper for. So I made another one with the birthday set. So this one is Cindy Piggott showed us this one. And it is called the Diamond Card. And you look at this and think, oh, my good Lord. This card is distractingly easy. Like, or unassuming, whatever. It is, you think it's going to be a really hard card to make. It's not. Although, if you're me and you can't figure out how to punch things, luckily I made mine a little bit smaller than she showed us because I have this stashed. Who remembers back in the day of the computers when they first came out, when we had floppy disks that were literally the floppy disks that were like this big? Yeah. I don't know. It's probably got to be 10 years ago. Actually, I've been retired for almost 4. It's probably got to be about 14 years ago. And I just happened to walk into the stationery room to, you know, grab a pen or a sticky note or something. And one of the admin was cleaning out the closets, the cupboards in there. And there was a stack like this, like probably even more. It's probably a 4-inch stack of these envelopes that are 5.5 by 5.5. And she was throwing them away because we no longer even have those discs. And she was putting them in the recycle bin. And I scooped it and was like, may I have these? So I have been hoarding these. So every now and again, I make a square card, but I have a very specific size envelope. So I made mine smaller. I made mine 5.25 by 5.25. And it has a little stand in here. And the writing stuff, see, that stuff's on the back. It's upside down, but only because that's easier for me to flip. So the card stands beautifully. And it is just amazing. So because I had to make mine a little smaller, I cheated and used my retired punches instead of cutting all these little squares out. I originally had this color, but I decided that I love blueberry bushel. The color, like the ink, the cardstock, everything. I just love it. So this is what I did first, though. So here's Tracey's tip for you. If you've decided, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be cute to put a cake in each corner? So don't punch your cake like this. Now, as it was, this took a lot of paper. This is not the most efficient use of designer series paper if you decide you're going to cut like just an image out, because the ones by the edge were too close, right? So I had to like kind of cut around a few and move them in, but it was worth it. But do you notice how I cut my cakes the first time? And then I went to put the first one on and went, oh, because I did cut 4 of them this way. So then I went back and doing it as a diamond used up even more paper. But yeah, if you're going to do anything directional, you have to remember that it's not square, because you would cut things square, right? As you're cutting them on your cutter or punching or whatever. But you have to remember that they go this way. So would it have been less mind bending to do it non-directional? It absolutely would have. But come on. This cake or this card is awesome. I just love it. So I will be making more of those. And because I have the punch, so I had a punch that was 1 3/8 and a punch that was 1 1/4. So it gave me this nice, like narrow little border that I like as well. And then this is just a 2.5-inch square with 2.5, nope, 2 1/4 and 2 1/8. And these are more of the die cuts from the kit. Like this card came together so quickly once I figured out what I was doing with the punching. Oh, I absolutely love this card. So yeah, that one's probably going in the class too. This is the problem. Too many good cards. Okay, so this card is in, see how pink it is? This card is in here. And mine, because I got a little carried away, it just fits in the envelope. But I wanted to put it in the envelope to show you that it fits in the envelope. Now, this is what the card looks like when you open it. And our actual one that we were shown how to make goes this way, and the sentiment was running this way. But as she was making this card, I was like, that looks like a birthday cake. Birthday cake. Boom. Tracey switches it. So now we have a birthday cake card. And this card sits, I can't make it work. Sits like this. I'll do it this way. Sits like this, like on a shelf or a mantle. And if you really wanted to, you can actually just fold that under and it would sit like this. But then you can't. I can't make you see it. But look at this birthday cake. It's not awesome. And it says happy birthday on it. So the happy birthday that comes with this set that I used the happy cake day was too big for here. So this is another new die that I got that I absolutely love. So this is the wording that came from the cake celebration set, which is why I kept going back and forth. And look at this, and it's so pink, and I still love it. I'm halfway through making this card, and I think, wouldn't this card look good if you made it all in white, and instead of DSP, you just embossed those layers of white, so you had like white on white, but some of it was embossed, and like for a wedding card, and you could put maybe gold. So it was like white and gold for the cake and the rest. Oh, so, I'm making at least one more. Plus then I'm going to make one more too, see if I can make one that is less pink and frilly. But how about that card, huh? It looks like a cake. So now do we make that card? This is where the problem came in. Oh, goodness, I'm 5 minutes over where I had to stop. Okay. So, yeah, thoughts. Like I said, my local group that comes in person, anybody's allowed to come in person. Heather, I would love to have you come to one of my card classes. If you want to fly from the other side of the country, you're more than welcome to come. But yeah, we do the classes in person. I'm not even sure from a like kit to go perspective, there would have to be a Zoom along with it, because all of these different things, there's lots of, this is one of the best things we get from the Silver Sisters, as they're called, is like finding out the easy way to do this. And this card looks so hard, but again, once you get all the pieces cut, and cutting is not hard, you just have to pay attention and not be, this was one of the ones where I totally cut the wrong size because I was listening to somebody else while I was making this one, and started cutting what she was saying instead of what I had written down. But once you see the person who like shows you and they say this is, and it lines up so easily, it just goes together so quickly. I have also never in the like history of my crafting used as much white glue in like the last 13 years as I did in the last 3 days, because these fun folds are way easier to make with white glue where you got a little bit of leeway. So anyways, that's my show and tell. Lots of fun. I will be recreating all of these cards at some point along the way. Actually, maybe when I do the wedding card, we'll do that together, and then I will also cut the other one for like a cleaner looking cake card, and we'll make those ones together. And then yeah, some of these are going to end up in class. We're going to make some treat holders. I have one more fun fold to show you, and then I still have, I think, 3, I want to say 3, possibly 4 projects left to do, because I do all of them. Like I so appreciate that these ladies take the time to do this and show us, and I write every one of them down. I learn something every time, and then I go back and I make all of the projects. I usually do it much faster than I am this time, but that's okay. But look at these cards. I mean, we'll be so here. Want to know what your next few Tuesdays look like? Your next several Tuesdays look like? They look like this. Okay, so I have to go because I was supposed to end at 1:45 because I have to get somewhere by 8. I will post the information about the card kits that are the leftover ones if anybody's interested in those. And I will post the pictures for the reminder, the registration for the February kit together. Next Monday, I should be able to post the information for the kits and the upcoming kits. And as soon as I hear about the celebration stuff, I will let you know. What was else on my list here? Let me see. Yeah, let me know if there's any particular products you're looking for. If you're waiting for them, let me know, because I can keep the watch and let you know as soon as they're back in, and we will jump on them. A lot of the stuff that's out of stock right now that's coming back in, when it comes back in and sells out, it's gone. Like it's on the last chance list. So you got one shot at getting these things when they come back in. And I would imagine there's a lot of people waiting. And with the new release of the celebration stuff, which there's so much good stuff in here. If you don't have it already, there's so much good stuff in here. But when they offer more stuff, people are going to shop like crazy again. And it's going to be more things go out of stock. So let me know if you're waiting for anything. I will have lots of pictures and things to post, and we'll be doing this all over the next little while. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, Tamara, Heather. Nice to see you. And we'll talk later in the week. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.